Alright, with this basic image in here, let's start modeling some things. I think this is a good time to look into some polygon modeling tools. So let's just start by drawing a rectangle this way. Right click, convert to, edit poly. Now right click again and let's go into object settings, object properties, sorry. Uncheck by layer so that we're controlling it by object and make it see-through. Now we can see through it. Now there's this cool tool, there's lots of different tools you can use here. What we need to do is cut some edges here in this polygon so that we can drag out from it. So what you want to do is you can use the cut tool, but it's not the most reliable tool, but you can see that cut an edge in there. You can also go into edge subobject mode, select two edges like that, and hit connect. You can connect it a certain amount of times. We want one, and then we could drag that into place. So that works. The best way is probably hitting Control-Shift-A, which just automatically makes a slice straight through the edges that you hover over. So you can see as you hover closer to this edge over here, you can cut it there if you wanted. And if you drag along here, you can cut it anywhere along there. So that's a great tool, Control-Shift-A, which basically just puts what we call a loop straight into your model. So that's the easiest way to do that. There's also slice planes, quick slice. There's a million different ways to cut that. Here's the quick slice tool right here. You can cut it just like that. There's the slice plane, which gives you a plane to cut it up against. Okay, but I like Control-Shift-A because that's the fastest and easiest way. Now, once you have an open edge here, which that is because there's nothing else connected to it, you can hold down Shift and drag any open edge in any direction, and it will create a new polygon for you. So from the top view, you can see that that's great. Now we can drag out to here, select another open edge, drag in the Y direction, go out to there, and we immediately have the basic shape of our house, which is fantastic. Now what we can do here, we could go into border mode, which selects all open edges, and you could go to the Z axis and just drag up like that. I'm actually going to do something else though to show you some other techniques. If I select all these faces, hold down Shift and drag up, it will just copy it. And now what we can do is, so now we have a roof and a floor that match exactly, and then we can just bridge them. But that's not going to be cooperative with us. Let's flip the normals like that by right clicking. Now they're facing in the right direction so that they can bridge with each other, just like that. Okay, so now when you're inside there, these normals will be facing up at you, and these normals will be facing down at you, which is actually exactly what we want. You can bridge this. Just go in and start bridging all this. And there's various different ways to do this, but I'm trying to show you a lot of different tools. Now, if you select border, you see it'll go down this way, which we don't want. I'm going to try and bridge all this at one time, so let's hold down Control and go into Edges. So now it's actually in edge mode, but the same edges remain selected from the border mode. And just hold down Alt and unselect that one. So now we have all the edges we want to bridge and no extra ones. Except for this one right here. Now if you hit bridge, it'll bridge them all at the same time. Boom. Now if we right click, Object Properties, let's put that back to by layer. And there we go, there's the basics of our house. Now we can start cutting it up even more to add in the windows. Let me show you how to do that real quick. But first let's go into Object Properties again, make this see-through again. Okay. Go to the top view. Now we have a window here. Let's use our handy dandy little Control-Shift-A tool again. Cut there for a window. Sorry, my computer thought I was talking to it. Okay, cut there for this window down here. And that's probably good. We do need to also, so you can see that's cutting all the way around. We also need to cut here for this chimney opening here. So let's just chop the heck out of this thing. It's fine because we're not too worried about how clean our polygons here are in this instance. So now we can take this, extrude it up. If you look at the picture, you'll know exactly what we're doing here. And then you can just delete these faces because we're going to have natural light coming in there. We'll have to build a window there later if we want that. On these ones we can, let's see, let's cut it now this way and see what we can do here. So if we go in and cut this out, cut this out, cut this out, cut this out, and then bridge these two here, like that. Now we've got an opening there for a window. We can do the same thing over here. And you know what? Some people might be watching this. If they're experts in polygon modeling, they're thinking, what the heck is this guy doing? Well, this is a quick and dirty way to do this, and there's several other ways you can do it too. So I'm not going to... You could even do it with splines like I've showed you before. But I'm just trying to show you some different tools. And this way works just fine, trust me. That's how I did my image, just by making a quick and dirty model like this. So we'll want light coming from all the correct places, so we can just go through and continue to cut out windows. So like right here, we can just do the same thing again. And if I had a little foresight, I might have modeled that part a little different and just extruded these chunks out, but that's okay. I can just cut them out now and bridge them back up. That's all fine. It's a little hard to see with the see-through, but that's okay. Hopefully you guys can follow. And then over here for this, that's all window over there. So I'm actually just going to delete that because I'm not going to see those windows, but I just want natural light coming in through there. So I follow that pattern a lot, actually. So here, this is all windows again. Let's just delete that whole face there. So that natural light will come in there, and we don't actually need to model the windows because we're not going to see them. Now, one part that's kind of a problem area is going to be these stairs. So let's actually go in and clean up inside here. Let's delete these faces here. And let's see, we'll have to... Now to bridge, you have to have the same amount of edges on both sides, right? So let's just add that edge in there like that. And then we've got two edges over here that we can now bridge, which is fine. And then I'm going to change this back to opaque so that we can see. So just change it back to by layer. And let's go in and bridge. Actually, no, that's not what we want. We don't want to do that last bridge. Let's bridge these back down. Because there's actually a solid wall here. Let's bridge that. Make sure this is bridged again for the solid wall on the other side of those stairs. And then what we can do is, let's see, we can kind of just build a window well there. We don't have to have it all connected. It's fine. Oh, what we want to do is have the roof connected, actually. So we can go in and just, instead of keeping this all as one polygon, we can just like model that piece in there like that. Make that solid. Now I've got a bit of a stair going on there. Okay, so hopefully these principles aren't totally foreign to you after getting this far in the course. So I'm just kind of talking as I model through all these things. Let's take this and convert it to edit poly and extrude it down for the stairs. And then this is just going to be a big window right here. So that's actually basically what we want right there. That's all fine. Okay, so you can see I'm just leaving openings for the windows, and we'll do that everywhere. So you guys can go through and leave openings in all these places for the windows. We're probably not going to have to model any windows because if you noticed in the picture, we don't actually see any of those windows. We just see where the natural light is coming in. So that's how you can get started with your model. Like I said, it's pretty quick, it's pretty dirty, it's pretty simple and easy. If you have any questions, let me know in the discussion boards and I can help you. But you can use standard primitives, you can use this poly modeling that I just showed you, you can use any methods you need to create this model. It should be easy for you, and it'll give you a good basis to continue on to the next lectures.